Okay, so today we're going to talk about starting a local podcast, just straight up local podcast. So if you sell anything in your local community, services, products, hell, Mary Kay makeup, barbecue, photography, this is a marketing move that'll make you the most known business in your area. Trust me, I've done it, and it's all on a tight budget without spending a bunch of money on marketing. So let me be clear, this is not about getting millions of listens. You're not Joe Rogan. Hell, I'm not Joe Rogan. And there's a reason that 80% of podcasts don't even make it past episode 3. So if you think you're going to make a bunch of sponsorship money or blow up overnight, this isn't the episode for you. This is about using a podcast to market your business, build trust in the community, and make customers come to you, with listens being completely secondary. That's right, with listens being completely secondary. The real power is in the social media content and the social media shares and the connections that you're going to make through this. I've even added a little bit to it with the TikTok side and doing tours, and I've used it to sell out restaurants, pack retail stores, and make my brand impossible to ignore in this city. Okay, so this is not going to cost you thousands of dollars, right? Because this is $0 marketing. So we're on a tight budget, and we all know that. But it will take you a little bit of time, but you're going to get faster every single time. So I'm going to say to start, you're going to need 1 to 2 hours. That's it. And the tools that I'm going to tell you about. That's all you need. We're keeping this whole episode KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. No overthinking, no complicated gear setups, just a straight line from idea to action. Okay, so if you already have a podcast or know how to create a podcast, you can probably stop listening halfway through. And for those of you who have absolutely no idea what the next step is, you listen to the whole thing, okay? But even if you have one or have had one, listen to this first part, all right? Because I assume that you had or tried to do a nationwide podcast, didn't get any listens, didn't get any followers, and just basically gave up. And I get it. But again, we're talking local podcast only because that's what works. So we got to remember that social media is more important than listens. The listens are secondary. Here's podcast hosting sites. These are actual stats that I pulled. 25 listens per episode makes you in the top 50% of all podcasts. Just 125 listens. And my local podcast gets somewhere between 1 and 300 per episode. I've gotten emails saying I'm in the top 40% multiple times for the year. Anybody with 1,000 listens per episode is in the top 10%. And 3,000 is in the top 1%. So most podcasts don't get past 50 to 100 listens an episode. And that's fine because we're going for the social media aspect and the relationship aspect of it. The real reach comes from them sharing their episode. If you want to do video, which I don't because I'm trying to keep it simple, stupid, I just do audio. But if you're doing video, you can do clips and stuff and put that on social media. However, that is super time consuming, I'm going to tell you right now. And if you don't have anybody that you can pay to do that, it's going to take you hours. So what we're going to do is you're going to interview small businesses in your area, right? Because any small business is not going to say no to being on a podcast. They are excited to be on it. I now get hit up daily with people trying to be on my podcast. And I'm sure in their mind, they think I'm getting 10,000 listens an episode, but I'm not. But it doesn't matter. So, because you got to look at it this way, a small business owner, when their episode comes out, what are they going to do? They are going to share it to all their friends. They're going to share it on all their social media. And that's the one thing I ask every guest. I say, all I ask is I'll do all the work here. And all I want you to do is share this on your business pages and your personal pages. That's all I ask. Because again, it all goes back to Perch Merch. The intro talks about Perch Merch. During the episode, we try to throw stuff about Perch Merch in. Most of our guests for the beginning of it were our clients here at Perch Merch, our local clients. But if you are trying to do a business podcast with big CEOs or professional authors or whatever you're doing, they're not going to be the people that are sharing it on their social media. They're too proud for that. They're too big for that. They do not care. But a small business is going to blow it up for you. I'm telling you. I've had one episode with a roofer that got 27 shares on Facebook. Just the episode cover saying sponsored by Perch Merch. Today we talked to, so-and-so from so-and-so, 27 shares And I think thousands of people obviously saw that. So 10 to 20 times more than how many people actually listened to the episode. And again, Perch merch is tagged in all that social media. There's links to Perch merch, and I didn't spend a dime. I'm letting everybody else do the marketing for the episode for me. So another fun fact is 80% of podcasts stop after episode 3, right? 99% stop before episode 21. And we knew that. So our goal was to hit 25 episodes as fast as possible, because then you're relevant on Spotify, you're relevant on Apple Podcasts, you start getting suggested to people in your city. That's when we really saw the numbers kind of click up. And then me, and I talked about this last episode, starting another social media and doing the video tours. I started doing just the video tours for people that were on the show. And again, promoting Perch merch and putting the Perch merch logo on there. But what business owner isn't just completely enthused to have a free video on social media about their business? And you can check it out. It's Brand Lincoln. If you, again, you can copy me on everything here. But one of the first video tours I did was a barbecue place, and it got 200,000 views. The owner was selling out daily. Customers coming in saying, saw this on TikTok. So that guy is a client for life. That relationship is there. He's going to rave about me to any other business owner, any other friend, forever. So we've built that bond because of that, because I did something for them. So my ideal guest now, when I look at things, I got to make sure they're passionate. I got to make sure they're active on social media, right? Because if they're active on social media, then their shares are going to matter a lot more than somebody who hasn't posted on their Facebook in 2 years or their business page for 2 years. So we also want to keep each episode short, 20 to 40 minutes. That's the sweet spot. It's proven. And I noticed it because I was going way too long at first. It was taking way too much time to edit, way too much time to record. And people were dropping off at 37 minutes every single episode. Like right when that 37 minutes hit, done. They were just dropping off like flies. So just keep it short. Keep it short and simple. 20 to 40 minutes. 1 episode a week minimum. Consistency matters more than length. Again, we're not going for the listens. We're going for the social media exposure. Weekly release schedules perform 68% better than bi-weekly or sporadic. I release every Wednesday morning at 5 a.m. I put it on all the social media. I tag the places, or I ask them to collaborate, and then they always share it themselves. They share it on their personal. Again, it's getting out to thousands upon thousands of people, even though they probably only got 100 listens. But everybody else saw that. People will comment all the time. I see on when I'll see that an episode comes out and they'll post it on 7 o'clock. I'll see that it has like 5 listens, and people are saying, "Oh, just listen to it. It was so good." And blah, blah. I'm like, you didn't listen to it. Like none of these people listened to it. I can see the stats as we're doing this. So, yeah, but that's the idea, right? And then you can go in so many different directions for this. But I started off with just small business owners, mainly my clients, but they don't have to be your client. But let's say you're an electrician. Who cares? Start a new persona, start a new social media, call it brand, whatever city you're in, brand Atlanta, and find small business owners that have a active social media accounts, that have a lot of friends or followers, and just hit them up. Say, hey, you want to be on this podcast? It's 20 to 40 minutes of your time. I record in person. I have them come to the Perch Merch office, which is also another, way to build that relationship, and it gets them in my front door. We have a studio here at Perch Merch. We also have all of our samples and everything we sell just right in front of them, so they can look at it even while they're doing the podcast. But say you're an electrician, you have a small business owner on, they're sharing it. They're so excited to get their business out there, and they're thanking you for that. So it could be 6 months down the road when they're at one of their friends' houses, and their friend's like, man, I got to find an electrician to fix all this stuff. You can't tell me he's not going to say your name right away. It's on the tip of his tongue. He's going to say it. They will always refer you. It's not one of those, the most annoying thing about a business owner is when you hear somebody find out they needed the service you provide and they didn't call you because you weren't top of mind. But I'm telling you, with this podcast and these relationships, you're going to be at top of mind to a lot of people. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to do it. So if you already know how to do it, peace out. You're good. So here's the things that I use. I use a Zoom P4. This is probably the most expense that I have. I think it was like $300 to $400 on Amazon with microphones and everything. And it's just a little recording device. Everything plugs into it. It's battery operated, so you can even take it somewhere. So if you are like an electrician or somebody without a shop or a studio, you can go to their office and just bring 2 microphones and this thing that records onto an SD card, and you're good to go. It will be almost perfect audio every single time. And then I use Riverside.fm. So you can actually record in Riverside. I'm recording this in Riverside because I'm doing video, but for the local podcast where I'm just doing audio, I don't even bring a computer. I don't have a computer out or anything. It's just dudes sitting around a table talking. And let them talk about themselves. Do not take over the episode. You ask the questions. How'd their business come about? What's their plan for their business in 5 to 10 years? What's a struggle they had to deal with? What sets their business apart from others? Let them market their business. That's the whole point of this. And then Riverside.fm is what I upload it to. So that is the easiest editing thing. You can even use the AI things and basically let it edit it for you, right? It enhances the sound. It'll take out all the ums. It'll take out all the pauses, because you will get guests that are like, today I'm going to, you can't help it. People are just like that. Plus they're nervous. Even though I tell them, I'm like, I'm going to edit this because I want us all to sound good. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. So if there's anything you want to redo, just say, let me redo that again. And that Riverside brings it all up in a text as well as when you're listening to it. So you can just highlight text, delete it, and it's gone. It's spectacular. I don't know what I would do without it. And then I use Buzzsprout. So that's the other software. So I think Riverside I pay $18 a month for, and I think Buzzsprout I pay like $18 a month for. And I think there's free things too, but I just pay for it. And the Buzzsprout is what you upload that final episode on with an episode cover and the details about it. Have AI write all of the details, but that's going to distribute it out to everybody all at once. So I think I have like 8 to 10 different platforms that it puts it out to. So Spotify, Apple Podcast, it puts it out to YouTube. There's like Podbean. There's all sorts of little smaller ones, but I don't care. With one click, I can send it out to all of them. So like I said, this isn't hard, but it is a little time consuming, especially at first. But once you learn like the Riverside and you learn how the Buzzsprout works, it'll get faster every single time. I try to keep my episodes 20 to 40 minutes. 30 minutes is kind of my sweet spot. And I'm so fast and efficient now that even when I'm recording, I will kind of pay attention to what I need to edit. If they're saying ums a lot, if they're pausing a lot, if there's a couple sections that I'm like, ooh, I need to take that out. Because I have had some horrible disasters of recordings where people said things they should not have said. And again, we don't want them to look stupid or dumb or get canceled. So I have deleted it. There was one episode that was 45 minutes, and by the time I was done editing it, it was down to 20 minutes. But that's the outlier. Most of the time, I throw the AI editing into motion. I listen to it at 2 times speed, so it only takes 15 to 20 minutes to listen to it, take out what needs to be taken out, and upload it. So I've got it down pat because, again, I'm not going for the listens. So even if there's a few little things in there, nobody's going to care. Because more people are going to see the social media content and the sharing of it than they are listening to the episode. Does that make sense? Does this make sense to everybody? I'm telling you, like, I'll help anybody. Again, text me. If you've done this or you even have an idea, I'll try anything for 30 days. That's how I started this. I was like, I'm going to try this podcast for 30 days. I think I released 8 episodes. The second one had like 400 listens because it got shared so much. It also got me in trouble with one of the most important people in my state because some things were said, and that was fun, and there was lawyers involved, but it got me free publicity. I guess you could look at it that way. But I'm also looking for a new college football team to root for this year. So if you have any suggestions or you need help with this, like, again, I'm here to help. Let's help each other. So text me 402-890-2000 with any questions. Can walk you through this with like my eyes closed at this point in time. I have 3 podcasts, this being my 3rd. You can even use AI to help ask questions, but just keep it simple. Keep it about your city. That's always good. People love hearing that stuff. And I've even had some big names on the podcast now. So I think we're on episode 70 or something. And we've been asked by the largest fast food franchise in Nebraska to come on. We've been asked by the oldest restaurant in Lincoln, Nebraska to come on. Like I said, we get hit up every day from people, usually through Facebook, you know. And then again, I add the video tours now, which has been spectacular. People are hitting me up daily for that as well. So that's again, listen, I'm getting hit up daily by potential customers to be on the podcast or to get a video tour of. Because you don't have to do the video tours, but I find that like the most fun right now because it's really worked for my brand. I have my daughter film it. I pay her $10 or whatever a thing, and she just follows me around with the camera because you got to make sure you're in these video tours. You will always see me in a Perch Merch t-shirt, just like right now. So, because you want that recognition, you want that brand, right? So always wear your merch, always be in the video. We need people to see your logo. We need people to see your face, right? But I talked a little bit about that last episode. Sorry, I just go off on that because again, $0 marketing. This is $0 marketing stuff. I just posted a video this morning and it already has like 5,000 views of a video tour in town. And so that's basically it. And then again, it's all about the sharing. So you put it on all your social media, you tag, you collaborate with the guest, do both. And again, I ask them to share it on their personal pages and share it on their business pages. You can tell when somebody's sharing it just by the numbers. When somebody is sharing it, it goes into the hundreds. I have had people that just like refused to share it and their business wasn't even that interesting. So that really hurts. I think the least amount of listens I've had is like 65 and the person did not share a thing. And it was a kids clothing store, like boutique type thing. I don't even know. I was going to do a video tour of it, and I told her I was, but she didn't even share the episode, so she doesn't get a video tour because I don't find that interesting anyway. But listen, if you have any questions on this, like hit me up. Again, text me. I have no problem walking somebody through this. I could do this with my eyes closed at this point in time. So 402-890-2000. But yeah, like it's super simple. And like I said, it gets faster and faster every time. It probably takes me less than an hour to record and edit and upload. That's it. Don't think about it. Don't worry about every little detail of the audio because again, it's not about the listens. Nobody cares as well if you have a little hiccup in a couple of your recordings. It's about the social media that goes along with it and the relationship that goes along with it. So again, $0 marketing. So this podcast is your marketing funnel but it's not your income stream, but it can be. I've made lots of sales off of this. We have people randomly walk-ins that will come in, see the podcast equipment since it's right there and try to play dumb and be like, whoa, you guys have a podcast? Oh, I've heard of that. How does one happen to get on there? Do I have to buy something here? You know, it's like, we know what you're doing, but it's fine. You know, we'll just ask to be on it. Like I've only said no a couple times and there was more personal reasons than anything for that. But you also have the right to say no to whoever you want. It's your podcast. So the ROI is in brand awareness, trust, and customers coming to you. When you've got a reach and a reputation, everything kind of changes. So I think I covered everything. I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff. I tend to just ramble and just go. But main thing, again, remember, this isn't about millions of listens or ad money. This is about turning yourself into the go-to business voice in your community. Use the podcast to meet people, give them exposure, and ride the social media wave from their sharing. Do it consistently, keep it simple, and in a few months, you won't just be known, you'll be unavoidable. And I mean that. Again, I have been noticed twice in public. And the first time was, hey, you're the brand Lincoln podcast guy, which is funny because then I asked her, I was like, oh, you listen to the episodes? And she said, nope, I've never listened to one, but I see all your social media everywhere. I was like, okay. But again, it's not about the listens, right? But then the second time it was, hey, you're that Perch Merch guy who does the video tours. And again, boom, that is the key right there. They used Perch Merch as part of the recognition, right? So you want your business name to be along with that. And the best part, again, is we're doing it on a tight budget without complicated setups and just a couple hours a week. So again, if you have any questions or anything, hit me up, 402-890-2000. All right, with that, I'm out. Thanks.